Is Jalen shooting around?
That is good news.
Yeah. So Jalen has gone through continued progressions and has, going in the right direction. Will not play tonight, and we'll see from there.
Will he be on the trip?
I believe so. I haven't really talked to our training staff about that yet, though.
What's the latest with KYRIE?
Yeah, KYRIE. So KYRIE, from everything that I was told last, is probably not going to be on the trip. So still the same thing that we've been talking about. That knee has been sore, but he is, he's worked really hard to manage it and throughout the entire season. And I think he's had some pretty good days recently. So I'm encouraged by it, in the big picture.
There's a report that he's getting a second opinion.
He's going to get a second opinion. That's why he probably won't go on the trip. So, and again, I think that's smart of him. But I haven't talked to him yet since that decision was made, and I haven't talked to Danny or our staff about it.
Mark, how has Oklahoma City changed since the first time you played them?
Well, I just think they look a lot more comfortable. I think when you look at George especially, looks a lot more comfortable in how he's playing. He's playing great. Westbrook was, playing at a really good level. I mean, an elite level, but now he looks like an all-star level based on the last couple of months, or excuse me, an MVP level candidate the last couple of months. And then I just think everybody feels a little bit better. They've been a good defensive team all year. Their offense has slowly but surely now gotten into the top 10 and been excellent recently. And they look like one of the best teams in the NBA right now, the way that they're playing. And when you look at all of their athleticism, all of their versatility, the enhanced scoring with a guy like Carmelo and George on the wings, and then, they're one of the best.
How do you game plan against Westbrook?
He is, the thing that I would say, Bill, is he is very skilled, clearly, extremely competitive, and the best athlete I've ever seen. So, you cross your fingers, you talk to people, and you're not going to get any answers from them either, and you pray a little bit, and yeah, throw as many bodies at him as you can. I mean, he's hard to guard, and the thing that I've always appreciated about Russell is, all that being said, it's his competitiveness that I think makes him an MVP level player. He's got all the intangibles that very few people have, but it's that competitiveness.
Are you guys prepared in the event that you don't see KYRIE again for a while?
We every minute of every day we get ready with who's available. So we've played a lot of games without a lot of players this year. It's been quite a challenge in that regard, and probably no more weeks more challenging than the last couple, especially coming off how we played right out of the break. But I always go into it, as a coach, you get a list in the morning, and the list says this person can play, this person can't play, and you got to get ready to go, and that's what we do.
Given that you're so close to the end of the regular season, how do you manage your desire to get everybody as healthy as you can for the postseason, but also establish some rhythm before you get to that point?
That's a good question. I think health is going to be a lot more important than rhythm. But clearly it's something that we need, and we haven't been able to do it this week as much. But, we're going to continue to take a deep dive, look into it, because when we were playing our very best, which I think was right after the All-Star break, we were really playing well. I thought we had a great balance between starters and bench. And we may need to tweak some things to get back to that, even in the near term.
How would you regard Terry's stamina, Brad? He's been playing so much more this year. Do you think he's handled it pretty good?
Terry's going to be fine. Terry's great. Like, whenever our season ends,
yep,
Terry will be in a YMCA somewhere 2 days later playing. Like, that's one of the things I love about him. Like, he loves basketball. He loves to play. He'll play all day. Like, and I think it's quite a testament to him that when things have gotten just a little bit sketchy in the last few games, we got to throw him back in there as quickly as we can, because that tells you where we think of him, and how much progress he's making. And this is like, Mark said this, it's not an ideal set of circumstances. It's a great opportunity for Terry.
You see where I'm going, though. I mean, you have to also be careful going into the playoffs, I assume, to kind of preserve him a little bit, or not.
I mean, we're mindful of everything. But you know what? I think that we've, in retrospect, when you look at our minutes and minutes distribution and everything else, I think they've been pretty good all year, and we'll continue to do that with Terry. And luckily, we have Shane here too, and Kadeem will be with us through the rest of the regular season, most likely. Jabari. So we've got some other bodies too.
Do you talk to Terry and just kind of say, well, we need you scoring-wise because Kyrie's out, but we also need you to play hard defense on Westbrook? How do you, what do you say to him about that?
Play the right way on the next possession. You have a job to do on every possession, and we don't need 25 points a game from any one individual to replace Kyrie. We need 25 points collectively. And then defensively, you got your hands full with Westbrook. Just compete as hard as you can, make it as tough as possible.
Has there been any discussions either internally or with Kyrie about possible surgery?
I have not talked to him about it, and I don't want to speak for others.
Did something change with him at all? Because you went from maybe being able to, going on the trip, maybe being able to play in New Orleans to now.
Yeah, no. I mean, just continued soreness. I think is what's made the decision not to play tonight and made the decision not to go on the trip and seek outside counsel. I think that's the, but it's not new pain by any means. It's not anything new. It's continued soreness.
Brad, do you think that you might not get him back?
I don't really think about it until I'm told something like that. I think at the end of the day, like I said, if he doesn't go on the trip, right, and we know he's going to be gone for 4 games, then we have to prepare for those 4 games, regardless. So we got to make sure that we're as prepared as we can for that. And go from there.
Have you heard anything to say that he's not going to come back?
I haven't.
Is there any chance where he would join you on the trip, or is he out for those 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, I would have guessed that he could join us at any time. Yeah.
When you got into coaching, did you ever think you'd talk this much about injuries?
And my dad was an orthopedic surgeon, and and I remember watching a video of a surgery when I was like 8 years old and saying, I never want to do this. This is awful. And so no, I never dreamed of it.
How are you starting tonight?
I don't remember now. We've talked about all that other stuff.
Is it different from New Orleans?
Who'd we start in New Orleans? Baines, Horford, Morris, Tatum, and Rozier. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Kyrie's been resting as a precautionary measure, but if this is still an issue in the playoffs, have you been under the impression he would be able to play through it as a matter of being safe? But
I don't want to speak for. He's out because of knee soreness, not because we're choosing to rest him. That's the bottom line. And so I don't want to say that one way or another. I mean, it's, again, we've talked about it. We want him to feel 110%. He wants to feel 110%. And obviously, we're fortunate that we created a cushion early on in the year as far as playoffs and everything else. But this is not one of those situations where we're choosing to rest somebody. He's out because he's got a sore knee.